Introducing Argi Cortes. Introducing Junto Nakatani.
Simple. Low, low. Tap the. Okay.
Christina Ponter and Jamel Herring here with you. Glad to have you with us. Ariake Arena, Junto Nakatani looking to make his title defense for the first time of that WBO World Super Flyweight title. Cortes looking for his first world title shot.
With the jab from the southpaw position.
Shorter and has a 3-inch shorter reach as he tries to shoot the right hand.
Reaching with the jab, he may want to like kind of step in.
That's like
that. Yeah. And as far as Cortes, he can't afford to sit to get in, because you can tell already Nakatani's going to definitely try to fight this entire fight long range if you allow him to, because that's where he feels comfortable at. So you got to make him feel uncomfortable and impress on the action.
He opens up. He just missed there with that lead left-handed Cortes, and against the future Hall of Famer Gallo Estrada.
And those long distance range shots.
And Junto Nakatani will sit there all day.
And at times, sometimes those shots hurt the most, especially when you allow your opponent to get full leverage off those shots. Yeah.
Southpaw. And you've had to deal with your share of, cuts as well.
Headbutts, and
Junto Nakatani using every bit of that jab as the right hand gets in there for Cortes.
Forcing Nakatani to his right, so he can land that big right hand, which is which is basically called the southpaw killer. But he has to work his way in as well.
Rudy Hernandez, when I had a brief text conversation with him trying to get some information on what Nakatani's camp would be like, and he's like, man, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on him coming off that performance and that win over Maloney. It's going to be really hard to top that. I know there's high expectations, but when you're a champion now, which he has been now 2 times over, you're always going to have that target on your back. You just got to continue to improve.
Nakatani's going to continue just pop shotting him all night if he allows it, just like that, and probably cruise to an easy victory.
Continuing to pop that jab out there as Nakatani, even just using it to keep his distance, not always necessarily throwing it to land.
Nice jab from Nakatani.
Waiting to land a right hand of his own, trying to time Nakatani as he gets it down low there, and then look.
That jab is offsetting Cortes, and he just, basically beating him with the basics, and just
is the key.
And I always say that you can beat anyone with the basics. I never considered myself as a flashy fighter. I just thought, I just went in there myself as a southpaw using basic 1-2s. He just got caught with a good right hand from Cortes. But again,
20 seconds left to go in round 2 now. He's trying to loop that lead left hand is Cortes, looking for a home for the right, missing there. Has yet to really take it down to the body of Cortes.
Doesn't have to. Instead of staying on the outside so much, and he's forcing Nakatani to use the entire ring. And right now, Nakatani is going into the direction of Cortes' right hand, so he has to be aware of that as well.
Which happens so often when you have the orthodox and southpaw fighters, each of those lead foot position, which, as you can see right there, when you let that left hand go, has come to establish everything just off that jab in the first 2 rounds. And for the first time, they kind of get a little rough there on the inside here in round 3.
Yeah, and again, Nakatani needs to start changing directions, because he's kind of going again. Let that right hand go.
Which earlier you mentioned wasn't too much of a problem because of capitalize on that eventually. Now he switches directions just a bit.
You see, he kind of changed that jab into a little hook. You see him lining it up.
Differential in size when Nakatani opens up, as he's trying to throw at the same time. That's the only way he's really been able to get inside, is that strong.
Just hit him with a good right hand there, but he has to start cutting the ring off. He's doing a lot of following, so he's just allowing Nakatani just to.
Round 4, Christina Poncher and Jamel Herring here with you. Junto Nakatani and Argi Cortes.
Yeah, but he gets hit with a good left hand and followed with a right jab from Nakatani. Again.
Twice with the left hand and then right back out for Nakatani.
You know, probably take chances and make it a bit rough in there. Cortes almost got caught there reaching, especially with one shot. Just got caught there again.
As he's just really struggled to find his way inside.
And now you can see Nakatani like warming up and finding rhythm with his shots. Another good left hand from Nakatani. And he's out of there. Cortez's problem is, though, like he'll sit there and just...
Yeah, it's been very rare in these exchanges, Jamel, where Cortes has actually shot first.
Watch your head.
You know, blinds Cortes, and then right afterwards, he'll slip in that left hand. That body is a good body shot. And now Nakatani is feeling, you could definitely see that he's feeling it, and he's found his rhythm in range.
Absolutely. Under 30 seconds left here in round 4. It's a beautiful thing when you can continue to win rounds, mostly just throwing your jab. Fighter to kind of change the tide here. What adjustments can he make?
Wake the hell up. Push forward.
People might be telling us the same thing.
I mean,
3 in the morning here.
Wake up. Well, you know, you gotta start. You gotta fight. You can't get under those shots. Probably bend a little bit more at the waist, and and march forward. But also throwing some feints to get him to react, because at times he's gonna hit you with that all day.
He looked to counter there with the right hand, but.
And you see how he just tried to dip under, just like, he needs to start breaking at the waist, step over.
Oh, there was a beautiful straight shot that landed for Nakatani.
And like you see right now, for the most part, the jab is the rangefinder. But don't just follow. Start putting your jab out. Don't leave it out there like that, though, but start pumping the jab. Ooh, that hurt.
Nice shot. That one hurt. That delayed reaction drops Cortes in round 5.
Steve Willis dragged him over.
He did, because he knew what he was doing. 30 seconds left here to go in round 5. Will Junto Nakatani be able to finish?
That body shot.
Cortes is clamming up and down again in round 5 is Cortes. Shooting the left hand once again, firing back is Cortes, and he will. That body shot really took a lot out of Cortes. Let's see how he recovers here in round 6.
Nice left hand from Nakatani.
Nakatani hadn't put a lot of water in the basement, if you will, up until that point. And again, a little bit of but Nakatani knows that he has a hurt fighter in front of him here. Down to the body once again, and a slight warning from a tad bit low. Oh, and that one snaps the head back of Cortes.
Cortes clearly he's trying to recover, use lateral movement, step over left and right at times, instead of standing right in front of him.
6th round, a minute left to go. He has landed a couple solid. And that right hand right there lands for Cortes.
But that's what he needs to do. Continue pushing Nakatani back. He has to stay sharp.
You know what Nakatani's not doing right now, Jamel?
There we go.
Down to the body with the left hand for Cortes. 30 seconds left. Well, he did have some success with shot landed of the fight for Cortes, but it was that 2 knockdowns in round 5 that took him a little bit. Christina Poncher and Jamel Herring here with you. Nakatani scoring 2 knockdowns in round 5.
But again, he's going back to sitting on the outside.
Nakatani back with the jab, doubling it up. Misses there with the left hand.
And Nakatani doesn't have that same oomph as he did with a little low.
Lands the left hand there to the body of Cortes.
Both land good body shots.
They did, and ringside it's priceless.
So yeah, we're seeing what you guys are all out there seeing as well. Nice left hand from Nakatani.
It used to be 3, 4, 5 at a time, simply just to keep Cortes off him, and now this coming 1.
Yeah, he's kind of using the nice little sneaky left uppercut.
which he did a lot still in the first half of the fight. It just was with more force, and that one was a nice shot there, that straight left.
And then he was changing the speed in angle at times with that jab. And now, if you notice now, also Nakatani's kind of using majority of the ring to where, as in the first 2-3 rounds. Nice little overhand right from Cortes.
I don't know if that landed too flush, but that was. Round 8. Back to the jab goes Nakatani.
Counting that, like that, when he probably, realizing that he's only throwing one jab, and then what happens when he does that? He'll bring the jab back, and Nakatani will come back with 2 shots of his own, or his own jab. And I mean, even when he throws that one jab when he misses, he kind of freezes up Nakatani. But again, started off with that sneaky left uppercut, followed with a right hook.
You're fighting for a world title here, Jamel. You got to let your hands go. You got to take it from the champ.
You got to take a risk. You got to take a risk.
At this point, I mean, round 8, he's got to try to take some risks.
He did it, so he knows he can hurt him, but he just has to believe in himself and take more chances. Ooh, body again, yeah.
Strong shot there from Nakatani of the gut. It's not these looping shots around the side that you see tag in the liver. Like a looping uppercut. I actually thought we were going to see more of those the other night from Venado Lopez, right?
Right.
Looking for that shot.
And you clearly see he kind of slowed Cortes down and made him hesitant from coming back in. He's measuring, he's lining it up. There we go.
Oh yeah. Even with that little, it has Cortes even just taking a brief little step back. Ooh. Combination there from Nakatani to end the round. Super flyweight title that he won that was vacant in his last fight against Andrew Maloney. Cortes looking to capture his first world title in his first world title shot.
And even though Nakatani, is clearly probably up in this fight, of course, especially with those 2 knockdowns, I felt like, I mean, he's still winning in rounds big at times, but again,
you were fighting Andrew Maloney. It was a vacant world title. They both had earned that opportunity. It was a big card. I mean, that was a fantastic fight for Junto Nakatani, and he had his best performance when he needed it the most.
Right. Yeah, and to add on to that, it's expected, especially when you win a world title. Now it comes down to, okay, yes.
I mean, Gallo Estrada, Chocolatito, Ioka, Sorongvisai. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah, it's that.
We're talking. You just got to continue to dominate. But that was, like I said, I mentioned this earlier, a concern of Rudy Hernandez. I said, how are we going to top that last fight? How are we going to top those how are we going to live up to the expectations based on how he performed? And
Body shot.
Yeah.
No, he was
right, partner. There was a shot that landed there.
It was a slight pause. It was a slight pause in the action.
Yeah, and Cortes kind of shook it off, but
from Nakatani pulling straight back.
Lead here in his first world title defense.
He goes right back to the body.
Cortes do something spectacular. Can he shift?
And Nakatani, you see, and that's a sign right there. Whenever a fighter gets hit with a body shot and then goes back to his opponent's body, that tells you right there is because he's being bothered by those shots. So he wants to give the same. He wants to hopefully. You see him now trying to go more and more to that body of Nakatani. And he definitely can't afford to stay on the outside because that's where those body shots actually come from. It's not so much of Nakatani's inside game, is that he gets full leverage even on the outside to the body. Pumping it.
Making it more active and efficient. Cortes looking to shoot the right hand off the double jab. His corner calling for an uppercut.
And you see there, Nakatani, he's basically just range, he's just getting his range finder on again with that jab. Miss right there, but again, he's found his range again, and like you pointed out.
Shades of what we saw in the first half of the fight as he lands a right hand there.
It's like, and Cortes only lets his hands fly after he gets hit with a good shot. But by then, you know, Nakatani's gone. Good body shot from Cortes, though. Cortes pumping that right hand a lot more. You know, he's making the effort. He's moving forward, but again, you know, you don't want to just march in, put something out there.
But he can. Sensing that he's got to close that distance to try to give himself a shot.
Just like that.
Connects there as well. Down to the body again for Cortes.
This is a good exchange. Good effort from Cortes. He just got hit with a good left hand there, but again, this is the best exchanges he's had in a while in this fight.
Being first, you know, that's what he did in the first minute of this round, and so he was able to get off some of those exchanges. And right there, he eats a straight left hand from Nakatani.
But maybe just a soft body. So I think Nakatani should put more. And you can tell those bodies because of those elbows and hands drop just a slight bit, and then what happens? The activity stops just for that moment. He's still trying to recover from that body shot. I promise you. Ooh,
counter shot there.
Yeah, from Cortes.
And that hasn't been a shot that's landed very much. It's been more of the right hands for Cortes, but that left hand, you saw the sweat fly right off the head of Nakatani there.
Love that left hand there. Nice body shot.
Steve Willis is known for the expressions that he makes in the ring too. The 12th and final round here in this super flyweight world championship fight, and the champion likely way out ahead. 3 knockdowns scored.
There go Cortes, nice good right hand. Because I'm sure he's down big. There we go, just like that. He has to fight. Nice getting out of those punches. Whoa.
Yeah, and no need for the headlock. We have about 2 minutes left to go in this world championship fight, and Nakatani shoots the jab, then the left hand straight there. Looks to hook with the lead right hand. Doubling up on the jab there. Cortes looking to land the right hand. Does a better job cutting off the ring there, something that you had called for much earlier in the fight.
He's still allowing Nakatani to escape. Right now you can clearly tell. Oh! Another right hand, another good right hand.
I like Nakatani standing in here though and fighting like this in a fight that he likely has clearly up on the scorecards, Jamal.
No, and that's something he's probably have to work on when he goes back to the gym.
Oh, good shot there.
That hurt, yeah, that hurt
looking
Cortes.
for the finish here in round 12. Cortes holding on for life here.
Nakatani, I know after this fight, even though he still has Cortes hurt, he's going to have to work on
back to the jab. Nice way to hook with that right hand. They bang to the bell. Nakatani taps his gloves together.
Junto